wrestling fans, thanks for clicking on the dreaded D-Rose report. Let me know what you thought about the show last night, NXT. Did I hear The Miz say Daniel Bryan's personality is as dry as the Mojave Desert? And he's supposed to be pitching in. And was Daniel standing in a hole? After about 20 minutes, we have our first match. Well, apparently nothing's changed there, because that's usually the way it is with the other shows. Anyway, you notice the ring ropes were white. I wonder if that's supposed to mean the rookie ropes. And awful poor finish to a Tonga Young match, though. It was just a slam, and Tonga got the pin. I think it was a little bit of a mess up, but hey, they're rookies. Steve Austin noted on his Twitter account that BSR in his nickname stands for, anyway, Austin posted some tweets over the weekend. He was at the NASCAR race in California and was hanging out with Jimmy Johnson. And anyway, some people asked him what the initials were for. He says, it's the initials are for my ranch in Texas. It's the Broken Skull Ranch. Well, and that's wonderful. Have a name like that. So anyway, Rob Van Dam, he tweeted on his account over the weekend that he was at HempCon with Booker T. HempCon is the medical marijuana convention in Los Angeles. I bet it stunk. Anyway, the original plan for WWE Hall of Fame on 2010 was going to be former champion, the Ultimate Warrior. He was going to be an inductee. Originally, the Warrior agreed to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, but the decision last week was he decided to pull out. And no reason why. He's flaky anyway. But anyway, I believe next week they'll probably do this because Vince is being nice to Brett since he got hurt. And he said I'd offer him a wheelchair, help him in the ring and whatever to give his farewell. So I believe next week we're going to hear that Stu Hart is going to be inducted. My guess. Triple H versus Randy Orton with the MVP and Kofi Kingston versus Big Show and The Miz is being advertised for a Raw Live event at the Pepsi Center in Denver, Colorado on March 12th. New heavyweight champion Chris Jericho wrote on this on his Twitter account the other day. He said, wow, he's a world champion for the 6th time. Said this could never happen in TNA, and at least one Canadian won a big matchup tonight, which he was talking about the pay-per-view. He's rubbing it in on Russo, which Russo didn't like Jericho at all. Anyway, TNA has a big billboard for a lockdown on highway in St. Louis near the Scotts Trade Center, site of last night's WWE Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. The billboard featured Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Kurt Angle, AJ Styles, which I said yesterday. Well, anyway, it was over the weekend. A woman who was with Jericho, I think I might have mentioned this the other day on Impact this past week, is independent wrestler Santana G. As noted before, the talk of the man that was with Jordan is his real-life boyfriend. I don't know what his name is. Jane or something, I don't know. Jeff Hardy and Shannon Moore were at the autograph signing at, Middletown, New York over the weekend. Reportedly, now get this, reportedly their signing outdrew both TNA live events in the Northeast this past weekend. Moore said on his Twitter account that over 1,500 people showed up and they had to turn away some. I think they were all there to see Shannon myself. WWE World Champion Chris Jericho posted this on his Twitter account also. He said, NXT rookie Daniel Bryan said he wrestled the main event in last night's debut show. Jericho also complimented his NXT rookie Wade Barrett. Jericho also wrote this. He said NXT is pretty cool. Daniel Bryan and Wade Barnett will be stars, however. However, though, Punk's guy has the worst hair I've ever seen. WWE signed a new British diva, by the way, Sexy Gemma, Gemma, Gemma Palmer. Palmer, who played Inferno on the UK Gladiators show. I don't know whether they're talking about the old one or the newer one, but anyway, told the Sun in the UK that she's excited about following the footsteps of her fellow Brits, Katie Lee and Layla. 24-year-old will be relocated down to Tampa, Florida next month to join the Florida Championship Wrestling, WWE's Developmental League. Palmer auditioned for Vince McMahon back in 2005 along with Katie Lee, but not hired at that time. She's waiting on her work visa for several months, which finally went through. Well, my 5 minutes, I'm only half done. Here I go. F4WOnline.com says Gail Kim busted her lip open at the Diva title on Raw last week against Maurice. I wish I could kiss it and make it well. Daniel Bryant was one of the top 10 trended topics in the New York City area on Twitter last night after the premiere of the episode. NXT went off the air. DX is said to be done for the time being. The duo has been removed from the Raw opening video. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but Triple H and Shawn Michaels appear separately. Hornswoggle is also gone from the opener, but believed he'll end up finding a new place somewhere for him because he's big. He's over big with the younger fans. Tiger Raj Singh, son of Canadian-born the great Gama Singh, has signed a developmental deal and will be heading to Tampa, Florida to begin training soon. Singh was signed to a deal after paying to go through one of the recent FCW tryouts. WWE hired Joe Fenscosi for creative team, a former producer for UPN and the man behind Mick Foley, Colt Cabana comedy tour. I don't know if I'd hired him or not. WWE is looking to place him live in New York, as he'll be starting out with something like a trial basis, and they hired him for the creative team, but I didn't know they had a creative team. During an interview with the company, Francisco actually suggested the spoken word segment that was done by Raw host William Shatner a few weeks ago. Boy, I wish I could get a job at coming up with something silly like that. All right, Nasty Boys have been telling people backstage they want to have a 6-month feud with Team 3D. On the other hand, Team 3D say they want out of the feud sooner, if not later. Or no, not even later, but just sooner. So the feud may end up at Lockdown, wind up at Lockdown pay-per-view. They don't want anything. Anyway, that's terrible. The Abyss character is in the process of being changed as a part of the storyline with TNA and Hulk Hogan. The word is that Abyss will drop most of his neurotic elements, pulling, tugging and stuff, of the character, and will be portrayed somewhat as untouchable as the changes are made. WWE website has a big advertisement for today about the new direct-to-video Wrong Side of Town starring... Now it says starring Batista. Batista's not in it very much. He's there. In fact, he shoots somebody in the head and their back of their head blows off. It happens, I guess. Rob Van Dam and rapper Ja Rule. It's not an official WWE release though. Anyway, I say it's a pretty good movie. It's not bad for shoot 'em up. Now Rob is not no Jean-Claude Van Damme, but he did some decent fight scenes in it, and. There was some 150-pound guy that beats the crap out of Batista in there too. That was funny. Independent wrestler Silas Young worked 2 dark matches this past week. He lost to Vladimir Kozlov on Monday and Luke Gallows on Tuesday. And Bryan Danielson, by fault, Daniel Bryan, suffered a minor injury in his match with Chris Jericho on the premiere episode of NXT. When he dove out of the ring onto Jericho, the injury isn't anything to worry about, but by the looks of things, Bryan only suffered some nasty scrapes on his back and leg, and WWE has confirmed the injury to Bryan on their website. So that confirms I'm not lying to you. Hey, I break it off here. It's about 9 minutes, close to 9.5 minutes. You've heard enough of me. Hey, I gotta go. I'm back. Hey, I just want to tell you real quick, last night's episode of Raw did a 3.8 cable rating with 5.5 million viewers, up last week from 3.4. Gotta go.